right, 416, class 416, page 402, finish point 20. To throw through, how many pencils did I throw to you yesterday? I didn't throw any. How many pencils have I thrown to you during this program, starting January of last year? I've probably thrown 10 or 15 pencils to you, and Marta had to pick up all of them, right? Oh, I picked up a few. Eh? We worked together. Teamwork. Trabajo en equipo, right? Teamwork. I think I've thrown probably 15 pencils to you. You didn't manage to catch. No lograste. Agarrar. You didn't manage to catch any of them. And so Marta and I had to pick them up. And I think Marta picked up, of the 15, she picked up maybe 12. I picked up 3. She picked up 12, and I picked up 3. All right. To throw, through, thrown. Understand. Did you understand everything I taught yesterday? Yes, Richard, I understood everything you taught. It's very easy to understand you. Anybody can understand you, Richard. And besides, you're teaching things I already know. Yes and no. I'm teaching you things. I'm not necessarily teaching, I'm simply repeating things. So you hear them 100 times. In order to assimilate something, you need to hear it 500 times and to use it 500 times. And then presto, it's part of your English. So, I'm glad to know, me alegro saber, I'm glad to know that you understood everything yesterday. So you understood everything yesterday. Are you understanding me now? Have you understood everything up to now today? I mean, I started, 3 minutes ago? So, have you understood everything so far? Have you understood me so far? Okay, yeah. Marysy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy ivy. Kiddledy ivy too, wouldn't you? Did you understand everything I just said? You understood everything. Marysy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy ivy. Kiddledy ivy too, wouldn't you? You didn't understand anything, eh? Oh, you understood a few words. Marysy dotes? Marysy dotes. Marysy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy ivy. Kiddledy ivy too, wouldn't you? Don't you know the song? Marysy dotes and dozy dotes. Okay. Las yeguas comen avena. Mares eat oats. Oh. Y las ciervas comen avena. Mares eat oats and does eat oats. Y los pequeños corderitos comen hiedra. And little lambs eat ivy. Mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. Okay. It's very difficult to understand, right? Yeah. Yeah. Las cabras bebé comerán hiedra también. ¿Tú no? Kids, it's a crazy song. Kids will eat ivy too. Wouldn't you? It's interesting, kid, mis hijos, my kids, también mis cabritos. That's just funny. It means cabra pequeña, a kid. Kids will eat ivy too, wouldn't you? Mary said, so, did you understand everything? Now you understood it, but before you didn't understand it. To understand, war. I wore this shirt yesterday. Well, I didn't wear this shirt. I wore a different shirt. I have 3 pink shirts. I wore this shirt yesterday. I'm wearing this shirt today. I wore a different shirt yesterday, and I wore a different one the day before yesterday. Well, how many different shirts did you wear last month? To this class? I wore probably about 10 different shirts during the month. Throughout the month, I wore 10 different shirts. When was the last time, Richard, you wore a hat in the class? Well, I've never worn a hat in this class. I have put on a hat. Yeah, there's a hat somewhere. I mean, the lights blind me. Yeah, Marty gave me, you remember you gave me the hat and I put it on? Said, howdy, in the Texas style. I've worn a hat twice in the history of this class. To wear, wore, worn. Who won the World Cup in 1962? Brazil. Who won the World Cup in 1958? Brazil did. Who won the World Cup in 1950? Uruguay did. Huh? Who won the World Cup in 1954? Germany did. Who won the World Cup in 1930? Uruguay did. Who won the World Cup in 1934? Italy did. Who won the World Cup in 1982? Italy did. Who won the cup in 2010? Spain did. Who won? Yes. How many World Cups has Spain won? Spain has won one World Cup. España ha ganado una Copa del Mundo. Spain has won one. Rima, one. Spain's won one World Cup. Wrote. How many letters did you write yesterday? I didn't write any. How many emails did you write yesterday? I wrote about 5, 6. I read about 10, and I answered. Yes. Yeah, do you write quickly? No, I write carefully. All right. How long did it take you to write this book? It took me 3.5 months to write this book. Where did you write it? I wrote it in an old office that we don't have anymore. An old office that we don't have anymore. About 5 kilometers from here. Yes, I wrote it. Okay, I wrote the book. And to become, when did John Kennedy become president? He became president in 1961. When did Barack Obama become president? He became president in 2009. When did Donald Trump become president? He became president in 2017. When did Pedro Sanchez become prime minister? He became prime minister, I think, in 2018. When did Felipe Gonzalez become prime minister? He became prime minister in December 1982. In December 1982. Become. Are you becoming pessimistic about the future? I'm not becoming pessimistic. To begin, when did this class begin? It began about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, it began about 10 minutes ago or 12 minutes ago. But when did this course begin? When did this course begin? It began in January of last year, 2020. And finally, blow. How many candles did you blow out yesterday? I didn't blow out any candles. When was the last time you blew out a candle? Oof, the last time I blew out a real candle and not a fake candle, I don't know, maybe it was 20 years ago was the last time I blew out. And when was the last time you blew up a bridge? I've never blown up a bridge. All right? And when was the last time you blew out 2 matches at the same time? You strike the matches and you blow them out. You strike the matches and you blow them out. You blow them out. When was the last time you blew out 2 matches simultaneously? I think I've never blown out 2 matches simultaneously. Have you? Have you ever blown out 2 matches simultaneously? Okay. Oh, we are going to finish page 402. Negative questions. I'm not happy. Why aren't you happy? I'm not happy because I'm not rich. Why aren't you rich? I'm not rich because I don't have any money. Why don't you have any money, etc., etc. I'm not rich. Why aren't you rich? I'm not an admirer of yours. No soy admirador tuyo. I'm not an admirer of yours. No. Why aren't you an admirer of mine? I deserve your admiration. They aren't legal. No, no. They are not legal. Why aren't they legal? Porque no son legales. They are illegal immigrants. Why aren't they legal? Why aren't they legal? They aren't as fast as they used to be. Why aren't they? Carl Lewis and Usain Bolt. They're not as fast as they used to be. Why aren't they as fast as they used to be? Well, because they used to be competitive athletes, and now they're retired. Carl Lewis retired in the 1980s, and Usain Bolt retired, I think, last year or 2 years ago. So, no son tan rápidos como antes. Que no. They're not as fast as they used to be. Why aren't they as fast as they used to be? Because they are not in the same shape. They're not in shape. They aren't serious in their job. Why aren't they serious in their job? Excuse me, but it wasn't right. Why wasn't it right? It wasn't right. No era correcto. ¿Por qué no era correcto? It wasn't right. Why wasn't it? Why wasn't it right? Negative questions. It wasn't as easy as they said. Why wasn't it as easy as they said? He wasn't chosen for the job. He wasn't chosen, elegido para el trabajo. He wasn't chosen for the job. Why wasn't he? Why wasn't he chosen for the job? He's the best man for the job. Why wasn't he chosen for the job? She wasn't informed of the problem. No fue informada ella. Why wasn't she? She's supposed to be informed. Why wasn't she informed of the problem? She's the expert. He wasn't invited to the party. Oh, no? No, he wasn't invited to the party. Why wasn't he invited to the party? Why wasn't he? Wasn't he? Fíjate cómo lo digo yo. Why wasn't he? ¿Por qué no fue invitado a la fiesta, el pobre? Why wasn't he invited to the party? Why wasn't he invited to the party? Why wasn't he? I wasn't selected for the position. I wasn't selected for the position. El puesto de trabajo. No fui seleccionado. I wasn't selected. Why weren't you? Weren't you? Hijo de Carmenchu. Why weren't you selected for the job or for the position? Why weren't you? Why weren't you selected? You're an excellent candidate. Why weren't you selected? I wasn't a member of the team. No. You weren't a member of the team. No. Why weren't you? O sea, yo no fui miembro del equipo. Tú no, imposible. ¿Por qué no fuiste miembro? I wasn't a member of the team. No. Why not? Why weren't you? Weren't. No digas weren't, por favor. Es una sola sílaba. Y weren't you. Ese enlace fonético es como una che. Weren't you? Como Carmenchu, Juancho. Why weren't you? Why weren't you a member of the team? I mean, you're the best player. You're the best player in the country. Why weren't you chosen for the national team? Why weren't you? Weren't you? Why? Why weren't you? I wasn't here yesterday. No, why weren't you here yesterday? Yesterday was the most important meeting. The meeting yesterday was critical. The meeting yesterday was key to the future. Why weren't you here? Why weren't you in the meeting? Why weren't you? Weren't you? Así hablamos los nativos. Un británico diría, why won't you? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Claro. Cuesta entender, claro. En la cruda realidad, vas a Londres y no cazas onda. Why weren't you? Why weren't you? Why weren't you? Why weren't you in the meeting? In Estados Unidos, why weren't you in the meeting? I don't know. I wasn't invited to the meeting. All right. I don't need their help. No. I don't need their help. Why don't you need their help? Why don't you? Why don't you need their help? I don't see her anymore. I don't go to see her anymore. I don't see her anymore. Why don't you see her anymore? Hemos roto. We have broken up. You broke up. Yeah, we broke up. Why did you break up? Life. That's life. Things like that happen in life. So why don't you see her anymore? Why don't you? Why don't you see her anymore? Because we broke up. I don't know what to do. No sé qué hacer. Marta, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Come on, Richard. Why don't you know what to do? Why don't you? Why don't you know what to do? I don't like working here. ¿Cómo? I don't like working here in this room. Why don't you like working here? I do. I like working here. All right. Finally, page 403. Slowly but surely we're going to finish. My God, we started on page 1. Yeah. We're going to finish. Perseverance, eh? ¿A qué se la perseverancia? Paga dividendos. Pays dividends, okay? Pays off. Perseverance. All right. Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson lives in Nebraska. He's the son of Philip Johnson and Nancy Johnson. He's 14 years old. Well, no, he's 15. Eh? Listen. Are you ready? Michael Johnson, Michael Johnson turned 15 last Saturday. He received presents from his parents. He received 4 presents from his parents and 3 from 3 other parents. Borra, empezamos de nuevo. Shall we start again? No, you know. Just you and me. Yeah, Marta me corta. If I look at Marta and say, shall we start again? Empezamos de nuevo. Shall we start again? Today I have my, have you say lengua de trapo? All right, are you ready? Okay, Michael Johnson turned 15 last Saturday. He received 4 presents from his parents and 3 other presents from his relatives. However, his biggest birthday surprise was when he woke up on Sunday morning. His father came into his bedroom, and woke him up. Wake up, Michael, wake up. He showed him the front page of the sports section in the Lincoln newspaper. There, in the middle of the page was a photo of Michael shooting a free throw. This was a picture in the Lincoln, Nebraska newspaper, the front page of the sports section. All right. It took the boy about 5 seconds to wake up completely. He was a little groggy. It took the boy about 5 seconds to wake up completely and realize what was happening. ¿Dónde estoy? And to realize what was happening. Then he remembered the big game the night before. His middle school had beaten the Omaha Buffaloes 79 to 66. Wow. 79 to 66. It was a surprise to everyone. And Michael had scored 34 points. His father was proud of his son. He had never seen Michael play so well. He seemed to control the game. However, for Michael, his 34 points weren't the most important thing for him. He had held Ricky Tanner, the star of the Omaha Buffaloes, to only 12 points. Ricky had achieved an average of 36 points a game during the season and was considered the best young basketball player in the state of Nebraska. Michael's strategy was to follow his coach's advice. His advice was to pay no attention to the ball when playing defense, but to concentrate only on Ricky Tanner and follow him everywhere. Michael had the advantage that he was faster than Ricky Tanner, so he stayed with him everywhere on the basketball court. This was suffocating for Ricky and disastrous for his team. Michael's defensive effort had broken the Buffalo's strategy. Congratulations, Michael. Yeah, dale enhorabuena, Marta. Congratulations. He's in the newspaper on the front page of the sports section. You see, in the newspapers, we use the word section. You know, the political section, the economic section, the international, foreign section, international news, the sucesos, I don't know what we call the local news, and the sports. We call that the sports section. And the front page, the front page of the sports section, there was a big photograph of Michael. You can see it shooting a free throw. Yeah. The game was last night. Yeah, well, excuse me, the game was on Saturday. And on Sunday morning, Michael saw himself. His father came into the room. Michael was asleep. Michael was asleep on Sunday morning. He was sleeping. His father got the newspaper and said, "Oh my God." And the father, Philip, saw his son's picture in the newspaper. And so he took it and went to Michael's room, opened the door, and Michael was asleep. And he said, "Hey, wake up. Wake up, look." And he showed Michael the picture. And Michael was a little bit groggy in the first 5 seconds, but he finally realized what was happening, what was going on. And he saw his picture, and then he remembered the game from the night before, Saturday night, in which his team defeated the Omaha Buffaloes. You see, Omaha is the biggest city in the state of Nebraska. Lincoln is the second biggest city, but Lincoln is quite a bit smaller than Omaha. Omaha's pretty big. It's an important city in the American Midwest. It's on the Missouri River. Lincoln is about 1 hour by car from Omaha, but it's a lot smaller. However, Lincoln is the capital of Nebraska, so there are a lot of professionals working in Lincoln. Plus, Lincoln is the home of the University of Nebraska, and the University of Nebraska is a very good university, and excellent university. We say home, la sede de la universidad. Decimos el hogar. Lincoln is the home of the University of Nebraska. However, normally the high schools or middle schools, these are middle schools, age 14, 15. High school is the last 4 years. Middle school is year 6, 7, and 8. Of the 12 years, primary school is kindergarten and first grade to 5th grade. Middle school is 6, 7, 8. And high school is 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So Michael is still in middle school. And he turned 15 last Saturday. Yeah. So the previous Friday he was still 14. He cumplió los 15 años. He turned 15 on Saturday. And he received 4 presents, birthday presents. Happy birthday to you. He received 4 birthday presents from his parents and 3 other presents from relatives. De relativos, eso que es parientes. Yeah, se dice relatives, de relación. Parentesco, relación, relativo. It's connected. From relatives. But the biggest present was the game. Defeating the Omaha Buffaloes. Beating the Omaha Buffaloes. The Omaha Buffaloes were the favorites to win. The critics and the experts considered the Omaha Buffaloes, los Búfalos de Omaha, the Omaha Buffaloes to be the best middle school basketball team in Nebraska. And the star of the Omaha Buffaloes was Ricky Tanner, a guard. He played guard, jugaba de base. And he was most people considered him the best young basketball player in Nebraska. He had an average of 36 points a game. That's a lot. That's a lot, 36 points a game. However, Michael's team beat them last Saturday. Michael's team defeated, los ganó, los derrotó. Los ganó is they beat them. Michael's team won the game. They beat the Omaha Buffaloes. They defeated the Omaha Buffaloes. To win is verbo intransitivo. No puedes decir they won the Buffaloes. They beat the Buffaloes. They defeated the Buffaloes. Thanks to Michael. And I'll come back tomorrow to finish the story. See you tomorrow.